Hello and welcome to the Brown Snake interview series, which is a sneak peek behind the curtain of regular Twitter folks. And my first guest for episode 1 is the esteemed Eye in the Sky. Welcome.
Thank you very much for having me.
Now, you're famous in high Twitter circles as being my Twitter manager, and you're very difficult to handle. You're always complaining and bitching. What's that all about?
Well, at 3 o'clock in the morning when you get like 17 texts to give you the code because you did something stupid and got kicked off, it kind of is a little annoying at times.
Well, it's not very supportive, and as an artist, I'm going to take
Well, as an artist, you could always get another manager that's in your time zone, but I think everybody over there knows how you roll and they don't want anything to do with you.
That's very much true. Why did you pick the name Eye in the Sky?
So, early on, I had kind of my own name in the Twitter handle, and I wanted to change it up. So when I moved into my new office, one of my friends gave me a little plaque because he called it like the Eagle's Nest because I was sitting up above where the shop is where our ambulances get fixed. So it became the Eagle's Nest, and they started calling me, you're the eye in the sky. So I went over to Twitter on that.
You're sitting up there lording it over everyone like an asshole.
Not really. It's a shitty little office. A lot of car parts around me. The windows are really dirty. I don't clean it. So it's really nothing fancy.
Yeah, but you're very high up in the New York paramedic scene.
I wouldn't say that. I get along.
Well, I see where you live. You got a sprawling country estate with a sparkling stream next to it, beautiful green grass. You must be doing okay.
I mean, someone's doing well.
And what I don't understand is your beautiful wife, Big Red, is always the one out mowing the lawn, doing the gardens, shoveling snow. What's that all about? Shouldn't the man be doing that?
Well, the man has to work. Unlike you, I also have a commute to work. I don't just drive 3 minutes to, my job that I do for like 6 hours a week. So there's, when I'm gone for the day. So I have a, wife who, can get outside. She likes to work outside and she doesn't mind it.
Yeah. So you're essentially lazy.
I work when I'm here. I do my part.
What's your part?
What is my part? Let's see. I do all the weed whacking, bring all the fill in for the gardens, fix stuff around the barn, around the house, outside, take care of the cars, clean them, vacuum them, wash them, wax them. It's a yin and yang.
She's very lucky to have you.
I think I'm luckier to have her. I don't know. She keeps me straight.
Yeah, I was being deeply sarcastic.
I know that.
And people love Big Red. Why do you think Big Red's so popular?
I think it's like that guy, that one TV show where he was always just on the other side of the fence. Couldn't really see him. Didn't really know who he was.
Oh, yeah. That was on that Tim Allen show?
Yeah, it's kind of like mysterious, it's a figure that's lurking around, but nobody really knows, only a few people have met her. That's kind of in the Twitter circle. So it's it's kind of like a little mysterious. Maybe that could be my neighbor. It could be my neighbor for all anybody knows. It's
maybe.
On video.
Maybe. I always think that Americans seem to love that cowboy pioneer sort of spirit, even though you're all like city folk who wear shoes now. And she's a throwback to that. Like, did she grow up a country girl?
No, actually, a very, very interesting story. She grew up down in New Jersey. She's a Jersey girl, born in Jersey City.
Right?
Grew up kind of around where Teamster Tim has grown up all of his life.
She never dated Tim?
Nah, I don't think so.
That's a relief.
Not that I know of.
That's good to know.
Probably her sister, because her sister was a little loose, if you know what I mean.
Really?
Yeah.
You seen her naked?
Oh, God, no.
Okay. Go on.
So she grew up, she kind of grew up a city girl, and she moved up here when she was, I guess, 11 or 12. And her family came up here a lot, but she did not like where she grew up. She liked up here better, and she's, she's made a country girl out of herself.
And she can do everything. She can kill animals, cook them. Do you cook your chickens?
No, because they either die of old age or something kills them, so we don't have to worry about eating them. Yeah, she grew up working on horse farms, driving tractors. Yeah, she's done all that shit.
And you've got a chicken named Jim Stansel. What's that all about?
Well, see now, Jim Stansel, he's getting himself into some trouble lately. So Big Red and Big Lou last year decided to hatch their own chickens. So they incubated them, they hatched them out. He was one of the roosters. We ended up keeping him, so I called him Jim Stansel, and so is Big Red. She calls him Stansel. But he's kind of getting a little nasty with her, and soon she might knock him down a notch. He might be buried out in the back poop pile.
I say do it. The Stansel name hates women.
Well, it's funny because what happens is, see, he thinks he's all that now. His dad is the rooster that, rules over there, all the women. So Stansel, he runs over, he tries to jump on and get on one, and then the father comes over there and runs after him, and then Stansel runs away. So yeah, I could see why both of them are going to be gay at a point in their life.
Yeah, exactly. It's destiny.
It's something. But you can't even imagine coming home from work and going, that fucking Stansel today, when you hear Big Red start with that.
That sounds awesome.
She's like, I had to give him the broom today. She's like, he's getting nasty.
Yeah, that's hilarious. At what point do you worry about inbreeding with these chickens?
I've asked her that. I don't really know. I can't figure it out. They didn't do any this year. So I don't know if they're going to wait a while till some die off and then start again. So
you think you'd have to swap a rooster with a neighbor at some point, or
like our Australian neighbor, like Joe, he's got chickens over there. We could do a little, swap-a-roo.
You want me to broker a meeting?
I guess. I mean, I think I know him better than you. I don't, but I guess if he's from Australia, maybe you guys could figure something out better.
Yeah, there'll be a language barrier. I'm pretty important around Australia, you know that. And, just let me know if you need me anyway.
Okay.
Now, with your Twitter, you have a love-hate relationship with Twitter, I think. Like at times you enjoy it and at times you bitch around it like a little old woman. How do you feel about Twitter?
How do I feel about it? I like it. Met a lot of people I would have never met before. So that's actually the good thing. But the bad thing is that there's too many people that they're aggravating, just aggravating people. And I try to move on and really not dwell on that stuff anymore.
You got to be more like me, the Zen master.
I don't know how Zen you are. I've made you 3 accounts.
Yeah, but I was targeted. Like Australians are targeted by Twitter. It's not really any fault.
I'm not so sure about that.
We have a very different culture, my friend.
Well, you don't shower. Hygiene is pretty poor. You don't brush your
I
teeth.
shower like 3 times a day. Who invented the shower thing?
The Romans, wasn't it?
Maybe. So have you got any funny stories as a paramedic about fat people?
Funny stories about fat people. Probably my I guess funniest story would be the lady that was in a downstairs apartment that we had to move out. She was about 550,
I don't
somewhere
know what that
around there.
means.
550 pounds. So I don't know, converted to,
Kilos.
yeah. So it's, so what you got
I'll work it out what you took.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I should know this. It's going to be probably about 825. How'd I
No,
do?
terrible.
What is it?
550 pounds to kilos is 250 kilos.
Oh shit, that's right. The other way. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
So as she's laying on the bed, and we got to get her out of there. So as we're starting to move her, the bed was against the wall. So one of the guys had to get up on top of the bed in order to help get her out of bed. And as he's doing that and we're rolling her, shit you not, cockroach comes scurrying out from her ass crack.
No, you made that up.
Fucking serious, dude. Serious. And then the whole time we're trying to move her, all she kept screaming was, "You gotta get my meat. You gotta get my meat."
What's she have?
What's that?
What was the meat?
Her fat rolls hanging off everywhere, trying to move her.
Oh, I thought you meant by get my meat. She had like a piece of pork or chicken she was eating.
No, literally her meat. Get my meat. So like when you were trying to get her like bunched in this thing to carry her out, it's all rolling out everywhere. So she's trying to get it in so it doesn't get caught on stuff as we're bringing her out. And she just kept yelling, "Get my meat."
That's crazy. Do people that fat, do their fat rolls get infected?
Yeah, there's a very distinct smell you will smell when you're moving those people, and once you smell it, you always know it, and it just never goes away.
How would you describe it?
Let's see. And I'll put it in your terms. If you took a Devon sandwich with some mayonnaise and vinegar and left it in your hot car, like for maybe about 10, 12 hours with the windows up, that's about what it smells like.
That'd be pretty bad.
Yes, sir.
You must get some hot patients though at some point.
No. No.
Come on, there's some sporty chick jogging, she sprains an ankle, something like that.
I've never worked in an area where there would be a sporty chick jogging who would have a sprained ankle.
Why do you work in an area where everyone's so ugly and gross?
Somebody's got to do it.
You're doing what you love, brother.
That's it.
What's your, off Twitter, what's your favorite podcast? Are you into comedy podcasts, comedians? What's your top 3?
Top 3. I barely have time for one. That's it. I just listen to one. You know what it is. That's it. I don't have time for
MLC with Mr. Kevin Brennan?
That's it. And sometimes I'll get a week behind, but I'll catch up. But that's it. That's all. I don't have time for anything else.
Well, you do. You got a 1-hour commute each way every day.
Yeah, but within that 1 hour, usually work is something's going on with work. So you're handling that on the road.
Ah.
It doesn't, yeah, dude, work doesn't stop for me 24/7.
That seems unhealthy. That's un-American.
Well, either that or you could just say I'm not a pussy. I don't know.
I could say that, but I doubt I will, because from what I see on Twitter, there's not that many people who work in America.
Yeah, that's a big problem, because especially those people who don't work complain about other people who don't work, and I don't really see the difference because they don't work. I don't get it.
Well, I just thought that maybe 20-30% of America must be disabled.
I think we're even higher than that. Everybody looks up WebMD. They watch all these shows, ER, all this nonsense. They all come up with something. I've never seen so many. I've been taking care of patients for 30 years. It's like, okay, they have, what you're there for is the main thing. And they might have some high blood pressure also with it. They may have, a little diabetes. But these people on Twitter, like, they got everything. And it all affects them to that they can't do anything. I call bullshit. I've never come across people who have all these major things that keep them from not doing anything in life.
You're right. What I struggle with is it's never something like, it's not the cancer, it's, I don't know, back or something that's ambiguous.
So it's not a fixable thing. It's this, long drawn out thing that they, you wouldn't understand. I want to do, but I can't.
Well, you've had an easy life, so it's hard for you to relate to regular people.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, you didn't play sport as a kid. You were lazy. You were on the computer, like more of a nerd. Is that accurate?
Now, hillbilly, that's what I'd say. Hillbilly is what I was.
I don't know that much about hillbillies. I think they got bad teeth and they all grow drugs. Is that accurate?
Now, like by me, we were out in the woods shooting guns, riding our ATVs, driving cars, shitty old cars. We were 12 years old as you really started driving around the property on your own. Things like that. That's what we did. Fishing, all that nonsense.
Well, how did you meet Big Red doing that?
Well, she lived by me. That we went to school together.
Like same age?
She was an outdoors person. She had a horse growing up always, but I mean, she's worked same thing since she's 14. She's worked consistently 14 doing horses and all that kind of stuff. She's broken bones, gotten stitches.
Yeah, she's a badass.
She is. I bet she's had more stitches and broken bones than me.
And she can shoot guns, so you got to be respectful.
That's it.
How many guns does she own?
She owns, handguns. She owns 2.
Yeah, my wife owns no handguns. I feel pretty safe.
Does your wife even know Big Red has handguns?
Yeah, I've told her.
What does she think of that?
It's just too hard for us to understand.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know anyone who has a handgun.
Like if you told her Big Red one time had to put down her sick rabbit, there was nobody around at that time. She really didn't, shoot guns much. And she she killed it with her niece's jump rope, strangled it. Like, what would your wife say about that?
My wife isn't an outdoors person. I grew up outdoors and on a farm. I would have just chopped its head off with a shovel and buried the fucker. But my wife, she would cry and panic and probably ring someone. She would not cope well with that. She doesn't like insects, outdoors at all, which is good and bad.
Well, we don't like incest either.
Insects.
Oh, well, okay.
I thought you were a hillbilly. I thought you'd be all about the insects.
No, we keep it, the family tree is straight. We're okay with that.
Nah, I want further investigation, It's suspicious. You've talked many times about your cousin, how much you relate to Rickasaurus.
That's So I got a Jersey girl, city girl. Yeah, we don't want that straight tree.
What happened to Rickasaurus? What do you think?
Uh, you know, seriously, I think the guy probably died somewhere. I had to have been.
It's weird how
No,
he just went
no,
completely missing.
no, yeah, either that or he's arrested. Maybe I don't know.
I'd like to think he's in jail. He's not dead.
Because he was coming a lot out through here. So I mean, he would get his buddy Jim Stansel on the phone and say, "Hey, let's meet at the truck stop and get a McDonald's." So if he hasn't heard from him, I don't know. I think he's dead or jail, one or the other.
I'm going jail. I don't want him to die. I'm a romantic,
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, before we go, I'll just want you to tell me your Chris Rock story. You've got the famous Chris Rock got rocked or slapped, which is pretty, I'm trying to use a nice word. I don't know any man who's slapped another man. It's very weird to me. But how did you cause this fight directly?
Well, my Chris Rock story, and again, it's I forget what episode it is, but it's on the episode of MLC where I had sent a little gift to Kevin, and that's kind of was off Twitter there for a little bit. So when I came back on, I texted him, or DM'd him, and asked him if it got to him. So per his story, he was answering me as he was heading down. I think it was the Village Underground, and Chris Rock passed him and said, "Hi, Kevin," and he kind of didn't pay attention and just said, "Hey," and later found out that was Chris Rock, and hey, he never said his name before, but the guy's got some mental issues that he's trying to work through. So to me, like, my Chris Rock story kind of is better. I mean, who cares about Will Smith? Whatever.
Nobody.
Nobody cares.
No, that's awesome, dude. You're famous.
I really think it's the Big Lou hoodie that's famous. I mean, really, more people know about that than they know about me.
Well, to me, you're a rock star, and I want to thank you for coming on my stupid series and giving me some of your time. I really appreciate it, brother.
All right. Anytime you want me to back on to bore everybody, I'm here.
All right. Thanks, mate.
All right, man. Take care.